Hi everyone. So it is about 10 days since Raj did his amazing burpee challenge, the world record attempt. It already feels like a lifetime ago, but it was only 10 days ago. And I wanted to do a follow up with Raj because it was such an amazing day. And then, of course, it ends very abruptly. And there's a few questions I think we all want to know. So I've got a list of questions I want to ask, and now that Raj is sort of caught up, it'll be really interesting to hear what he's got to say. So hi again, Raj. How's it going?
Hello, Jeff. I'm all right. I think I'm just about recovered, so I think I'm all good.
Okay, we'll definitely talk about that in a second. So, I mean, firstly, well done, mate. You got through the 12 hours. It was pretty brutal, and I think you did it with a smile on your face through most of the 12 hours. So, brilliant, brilliant
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It was it was one hell of a ride, Jeff.
effort. So, I've got to ask you, first and foremost, did you get the burger that you kept going on about?
Yes, I did. I think I nailed that burger as soon as I finished. I got on the phone and I ordered a burger. It was quite hard work, to be honest with you. I think my body was so tired I couldn't really chew it properly, but I just needed something substantial, something meaty to get inside my body. But yeah,
Yeah,
thankfully, a lot of people have asked me that question since I finished.
yeah.
Did I get my burger fixed? So yes, I did. I'm
You
all good.
were pretty focused on the burger. uh, just a note to the audience: other foods are acceptable as recovery. We don't recommend a burger necessarily. But I think Raj earned the right to eat whatever he wanted. So, and you were also saying that you were going to sleep like a log, and something was telling me that was not going to happen. Did you sleep well that night?
I slept. I didn't sleep at all. I don't think. It's a funny one, Jeff, because like you need to sleep. Your body is exhausted, but your
Mm,
head is still spinning. Your head is still thinking, and you just kind of got this high. Your mind is like elsewhere. And I just couldn't stop thinking about it for hours and hours, and yeah, I just didn't get. I got the worst night's sleep possible
yeah.
after that one. But the next day, I slept like a log.
Right. Okay. So let's take it back a step. I mean, I think the question most people want to know is, what was your body like the next day? What hurt the most? We want to hear about your pain. How was it?
I think the pain was already with me within that 12 hours. So I think that pain kind of started after the first couple of hours. And I was just feeling like, I felt like I'm already getting DOMs already. Like, this is
Yeah.
how I'm going to be feeling for the next few days. And my chest, my triceps, my calves, my quads, everything was starting to progressively get more painful during the day. And I think after the whole thing finished, as soon as I sat down, everything just kind of seized up. And
Yeah.
I was like that. And I think my core was surprisingly sore. I knew I had a feeling my core would be sore because of the
Okay.
sliding thing that I was doing. I didn't
Yeah.
expect it to be that sore. I mean, just like the next day, laughing was a chore. I couldn't laugh, I couldn't cough, I couldn't sit up. I had to be rolled everywhere. When I was trying to get out of bed, my son would come and he'd roll me to one side and then just kind of push me out of the bed. So it was a bit of a struggle the next time. Not thankfully my wife never kind of cleaned up the house a little bit, and I was excused from any housework. But that kind of progressively got better over the next couple of days. But yeah, I was in agony for like
So,
24 hours after that.
how long before you felt okay and actually started to do some exercise?
I think by day two, I was already kind of up and about, and I was kind of
Mm,
cleaning up. I tidied a lot of stuff up. I was walking. We went to the park, did a few light things just with my
mm,
son. So by day three, I was a little bit sore in places. Like my arms were still a bit sore. My chest was a bit sore, but I could do things. I was a little bit more active. So by day three, I was physically okay. Mentally, I was still exhausted, I think.
yeah. Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Hmm.
And have you done any burpees since?
Nope, I have not. I refuse. I think I've fulfilled my quota.
Okay, fair enough. Um, so let's go back to the challenge.
Mm.
I've forgotten how much we raised now, but was it 17,000 in the end, the total,
So
or
at
close
the
to
end of
it?
at the end of the day, when we kind of finished the 12 hours, we were about 12,500. And then people just kind of kept donating. I think people wanted to see the finale and didn't want to interrupt the broadcast. So I think they waited till after that.
Right.
And then they started kind of donating. And so by the end of the night, I think we got to about 13,500. And then I put out like another video to say thank you for the support. And that just generated like another 4,000 ringgit. So at the moment now, we're about 16,500 ringgit, which is incredible. So I'm really,
great.
really impressed.
Yeah, no, well done with that, and that was a really rewarding part of the day, I think, for everyone. So that was nice. Yeah. So let's go back. I mean, obviously, we were doing it. We were trying to, or you were trying to break the world record, which was 5,669. I think was the target, which is a tough one. You thought before that you had a good chance. It obviously didn't go quite according to plan. How do you feel about that now? And is there anything you would have done differently if you could try again?
You know what? I think about it a lot, and I'm trying not to put too much thought into it because that means I'll be kind of pushing myself to try it again next year. But I think there's a few things I definitely would have done differently, and I think that the kind of setup was either 6,000 or bust, and I didn't have like a plan B. And I think I should have had a plan B in terms of, if things went wrong, what was my strategy? And I kind of surrounded myself with people just to keep me going and not people to keep me on the objective of beating the world record. And I think if I had that and I've had like that, because at some point it was just about survival and I was just purely in survival mode. And I think if I really wanted that world record, if I really wanted the 5-6, I didn't need to be so on the 10 reps every minute. I need to be like about 8 or 7. And I think, if I had switched that mindset a bit earlier and just kind of continued that and had that foresight, people to keep reminding me what my goal is, I think that would have helped. So I think the plan B would, if I was going to do it again, definitely have a plan B, have some kind of person on point for strategic pacing. So if I miss my target for the hour, what do I need to do in the next hour to come back? What do I need to keep doing? And just kind of keep me on that point. Because I didn't really have that. And it was just more, once I kind of knew the target had gone, I didn't recalculate. I just went, okay, just try and survive.
Yeah, but it's easy in hindsight, isn't it? And
absolutely,
it's the same when you run a race. You play it back and you think, well, why didn't I just go a bit faster?
Yeah, exactly.
But you
kind of think in a race as well. You probably, if you cut off like a few seconds here, a few seconds there, it kind of adds up. It's the same with the burpees. If I added like another rep here, another rep there, could have made up something.
Yeah.
Like shoulda, woulda, coulda. So it's one of them, I guess.
Yeah. Anyway. Okay, and we saw you drinking a massive amount of Amino Vital during the day. They were one of our partners. It was nice that we saw you taking that, and I know I spoke to you after, and you said it helped you a lot. But do you mind just giving a quick mention about that product for us?
Yeah, I think when you do to be honest with you, I had a few different options of things to take. So I had like the Amino Vital, I had like an electrolyte drink, I had a banana, I had a donut, and just bits and bobs. And it was just hard work trying to eat anything. Trying to eat a donut just really felt physically like, I can't. My mouth just doesn't want to cooperate. And the banana was okay, but I think the Amino Vital was like, it just gave me that instant hit. So when I I squeezed it, it kind of gave me that taste that I was eating something and I was drinking something, and I get that energy and I got that a little bit of a kick every time I took it. I got a bit of like a kick, and it just kind of, I think if I didn't have that as a consistent fuel, I think I would have cramped out a long time before that, because I was consistently taking that. So that was my fuel. I didn't even have to think about it. I just picked it up and squeezed it straight in, and it didn't upset my stomach or anything. I felt good, for the 12 hours. Obviously, I was drinking water as well, so I was kind of balancing the two out. But I just felt it went straight to the source of just kind of keeping my muscles fueled up.
Great, yeah. And how about your work colleagues? Have you been back in the office since the event?
So I'm in the office today, actually, but sadly no one else is. I'm the only guy here. But I was getting a lot of emails, a lot of messages. My bosses have messaged me and emailed me, and they've just been. I think a lot of people have really been inspired, just to kind of, try something, outside their comfort zone and just help support future makers. And I think no one in Malaysia has raised this amount of money for Future Makers. So that's one thing I can say that I've
Great.
on my own. I've raised the most amount of money for Future Makers as a solo activity. So that's quite an achievement, and I think they're gonna mention that in one of their kind of broadcasted newsletters. But the support from work has been phenomenal, just in terms of joining in and everything, and because the charity is quite close to us. It's kind of nice for me to give back to them, and I think everyone feels a bit of pride as well because we're all kind of collectively trying to support this initiative. So yeah, it's been pretty good.
Good. So looking back on it, did you enjoy the day or not?
I think a lot of it, I'll have to watch the playback, I think, to really remember and get the thoughts back. But I think it's something I'll never forget. Just the sense of support and community and involvement, just the amount of people. I feel very blessed to have that many people in my life and that many people online that kind of support me and gave me a lot of well wishes, which is, I don't think I'll ever forget that. I think I enjoyed the end. I didn't enjoy the middle bit so much. The beginning bit was actually a huge buzz. I really enjoyed the start. I enjoyed the first hour or so and the build up and the hype, and I thought that was really cool. And I was very, very excited. And then, as obviously as pain kicks in, it just wasn't that exciting anymore. And then I just but I just really enjoyed the kind of the challenge of doing something like that. It's just something I never thought I'd even, we talked about it a lot, Jeff, and I don't think it really, really sunk in until like a few days before then, just how big this task is.
Yeah.
And I think just doing it is something I'll never forget. And yeah, it's a life-changing moment for me. And I think I've given a lot of people a lot of inspiration to try and do something. A lot of people have messaged me and said, I'm going to go for my first 5K race. I'm going to try burpees. I'm going to add that to my workout. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And I just think that's huge. If I can make a difference in people's lives, not just the money wise, but just in terms of the inspiration, then that's huge for me.
Yeah. No, it was. I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed being part of it. And I think we were all really proud of you and proud of the event. It was successful. It was one of those events that we all thought, wow, that was great. And like I said to you earlier, we're just putting together a summary video of it, which we'll obviously send to you, and that'll be a nice little keepsake, and we'll send it to the partners that were involved. And I was just playing back some of the footage, and yeah, it was really an amazing day. I think I'm sure my perspective really different.
I spoke to my family, I spoke to my friends, and they just were really impressed that they didn't expect the event to look like that. They didn't expect the amount of effort and the amount of kind of interaction. When, initially when I told them, it's going to be live streaming of me doing burpees, they had a vision of me just sitting there and just a camera focused on me doing burpees, and no one had any idea to the level. So I really, really, really appreciate the effort that you guys went to, and all the sponsors really supporting and making it into a proper event that was watched by a couple of hundred people at the end of it, which is phenomenal to watch some guy doing burpees in his living room for 12 hours. That's quite a number of people.
There was over 6,000 that watched the video, Raj.
Wow.
Watched the stream, yeah. So we had 200 during the finale, but 6,000 have watched.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. So, talking of the partners, just to say an official thank you. So, thank you very much to Amino Vital, to Lila Exogen, to Under Armour, Spartan, Beat It Sport, and to Wiz Entertainment and Production. So those were the 6 partners we had who helped us, which was fantastic. Raj, would you want to say thanks just before we finish up?
Just again, thanks to the sponsors, thanks to Total Running Club. Without you guys, this would have never been the event that it was. So I'm hugely thankful you guys came on board. You guys supported that made it into this event. Thanks to everybody online that was watching, that supported, that donated, because without you guys, we wouldn't have been able to make a difference in people's lives. And thanks to my family, most importantly, my wife and my little lad for being my number one fans on that day. And it's a huge bonding moment for all of us. If we can get through that, we can get through it. So yeah, I'm just very grateful at the moment for everybody's support.
Yeah. No, that's great. So let's talk about next year when we try again. So
oh, God.
You've left the door open. I mean, you've talked about tactics that can be improved. So Anyway, we'll let you dwell on it.
I might train you for that one, Jeff. We'll see.
No way. So I went. Last point. I went for a run with Callum, as you know, recently, and Callum's a good OCR guy, and he was very much of the opinion that you should have just done as many as you could in the first few hours. So it's one for the discussion. It's one to discuss. But,
I think it would have been a very short live stream if I did that.
Yeah. Anyway, I think there's no right or wrong answer, and it didn't really matter on the day anyway. So, Raj, brilliant to catch up. Look forward to seeing you at a run or a race at some point.
Awesome.
Yeah, let's see. We'll keep nagging you for next year, but for now we'll leave you in peace. Great to hear you've recovered amazingly already. I think that's obviously a good measurement of your condition. To be back in action so quickly is phenomenal. And a lot of people were messaging me the next day saying, "How's Raj? Is he in pain?"
No, I appreciate you, Jeff. Thanks again. Thanks again for your support. It's been amazing.
My pleasure. Please watch back the last 10 minutes because
I will.
It's goosebumps, mate. Goosebumps.
All right. Cool.
Okay. All the best. Take it easy. Cheers.
Thank you very much, Jeff. Talk to you soon. Cheers, guys.